Welcome back guys, to another episode of Konosuba, but today's episode is gonna be a bit serious because last time Kazuma found out Darkness is about to marry that old-timer Aldorp. He's 40 or 50 years old and Darkness isn't even 19 years old yet, so Kazuma broke into her house to find out the truth, and she told him her family had a huge debt to Aldorp so she had to marry him. But before that old man touches her, she wanted to give Kazuma her first time. She invited him clearly, but bro didn't understood the invitation and made fun of her abs, which is why Kazuma had to run away from there to save himself. But he met Lalatina's father, and even he asked Kazuma to take his daughter away from here, so Kazuma again tried to talk with Darkness, but she refused to run away because someone else might suffer in her stead, so Kazuma still said he's always ready to help, and after a few days, marriage news was spreading around town and Kazuma wasn't doing anything about it. So Megumin thought of trying something out, but Kazuma wanted to have his bubble bag back. Popping it helps calming down, so Megumin started dancing on it. Then the butler comes to them because they got a threat letter, in which Megumin said she got the information that the demon general is going to attack on the same day as the wedding date, so cancel the wedding or an explosion might happen. She outdid this time so Kazuma apologized for her. Then Aqua was pulling party tricks outside Darkness's house to call her out, but before she does something idiotic, Kazuma took her out of there. Then 3 days later Megumin came as she was beat up, and why wouldn't she spent 3 days in jail for the threat. And both of them are just making problems for Darkness, and Kazuma was still bent on not helping unless Darkness called for help, which enraged Megumin because she thought Kazuma is still a kind guy from within, because she always thought the guy she loved would not leave his friends in tough times, but buttering up with love won't work, and Megumin got caught red-handed. After which the wedding day comes and Megumin was hoping that Kazuma will do something now, but he still wants to do nothing. So Megumin asked him if he even cares what that old man would do to Darkness. And Kazuma said he does care. Megumin didn't know this, so Kazuma enlightened her that Aldorp is a pervert who gets any girl that catches his eye, just to use them and throw them away, and despite this, there has never been a shred of evidence found. So Kazuma can't make a move this time because the wedding is under tight security, and that is precisely why Kazuma was waiting for a call from Darkness. Because they don't have connections with other nobles, they are just adventurers who lives in a completely different world. And they were even lucky enough that they adventured with Darkness until now, so Megumin was happy that Kazuma was thinking for a way until now. But she said she would come up with something and left, and just as she left, Vanir entered the show as he knew their problem and decided to help, but of course, business comes first, but Kazuma is busy right now, and even if he wants to discuss business, he would do so with Wiz, but Vanir said dream on, he would never let that debt-making machine do negotiation. Just recently she bought this crystal, which ignites with the little life anyone has, so the concept is, in your last moment, you give up your life to protect your lover. Which also blows away not only the enemy but the beloved as well. What a stupid item was bought, but Vanir wants Kazuma's new items for business and the advance money was prepared because he knew bro wants to protect his girl in exchange for that new item. Vanir got what he wanted, but Vanir is all-seeing demon who knows everything, and he even knows why Darkness is in this mess. And why is there no evidence against that Aldorp? He could help him but why would a demon help a human? So Vanir said. Their interests are aligned. So he agreed to help because he wants all the ideas for new items from Kazuma. That's alright. Then Kazuma said spill the beans, and Vanir agreed, but suddenly Aqua turns Vanir into ashes out of nowhere. She was missing until now because she was seeing a guest, the butler, but butler left seeing they are preoccupied, and then Vanir makes a comeback and the insult game starts again. But that was enough stupidity as Kazuma now wants to get back to topic. So Vanir reminds him about the destroyer they took care of in season 1, and while it was coming here, it trampled the farm field and farmers lost everything, so they turned to their lord Aldorp, and even as a lord he did nothing, so they turned to another noble family, Dustiness family, because this time, their whole farm field was destroyed along with a tsunami, and the prize money Kazuma didn't get for damage control wasn't enough to cover up, so Dustiness family filled in, and even after giving all assets, it wasn't enough to cover the cost of destruction caused by flood, so they had to take money from Aldorp, and the price for that was Darkness. Kazuma goes nuts hearing Darkness has to sell out her body to repay the debt, so Vanir said he could repay the debt by adding the money he gave right now with all of Kazuma's assets, but first comes business. Then on the other side, Darkness was getting ready for the marriage and their Aldarp comes to see her. Guard stopped him from entering because only a family member could enter, so Aldarp said he is going to become his boss soon after marriage, but he's not the boss right now, so Aldarp had nothing to say and left, so Darkness called the guard inside to thank him for not allowing Aldarp to enter. So Guard said he would happily serve the man she chose, which reminds Darkness of Kazuma and she laughed. That was enough for the guard to see her smiling and before going back, he told her not to engage in a personal play like from that time. It was because of Kazuma, but it still made her smile because she started to remember her precious time with him and others, so she wants to help the people of the town this time. But Darkness thought what would Kazuma be doing right now, knowing him, he might be sulking in the house. And sadly, the time comes for the wedding, and Darkness entered the hall, but adventurers were disguised and had infiltrated, and many were outside. Then the priestess asked Darkness if she accepts this grandpa as her husband, who looks like a cross-breed of pig and a bear, and more so, does she agree to go through all the ups and downs of life and love this grandpa and comfort him, and never leave this grandpa until death do them apart. What a pure insult, and only Aqua could pull something like this, and getting that chance, Kazuma snatches Darkness away from there because he is planning to kidnap the bride to save her by any means. And sadly, episode ends right here, but to watch the next episode, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon, and if you haven't seen the previous episodes of the anime, then I made a playlist of this anime, playlist link in the description where you could watch it, so watch all the previous episodes to understand the storyline. Until then, take care.